So we're testing 3 lures today. The first one is the Orion Bigfoot 140. This one is probably one of the more famous GT lures that are out there, and a lot of big fish have been caught on this. Okay, so the Bigfoot is the classic Orion stickbait. It has a lot of back and forth action, and it also rolls slightly. So the action is really good for GTs. The second lure is the Nambas, and this one is a bit of a local favorite for our boat. We've caught a lot of good fish on this, even though it's a bit of an unknown lure. With the Nambas, it has more of a roll, a really exaggerated roll. Both the Nambas and the Bigfoot have a really good sink rate, and I think there's very little difference between the two except for the amount of roll. The Nambas has way more roll than the Bigfoot. The last one is a new lure that we haven't heard of much about, but it's called the Plug Tropic in 150. This is a weird stickbait. It's kind of got a bit of a V going on there, and the back is rounded. So you can see the profile kind of looks like a V, and it's not really like anything else that we've thrown before. So we're excited to try this one out too. For the Plug Tropic, it's quite different to the other 2 Orions. It almost looks like a bibbed lure in the way that it shakes back and forth, and the tail kind of whips back and forth in the retrieve. This means you can do either a slow retrieve where you're sweeping it like a normal stickbait, or you can wind it fast and have it work like a bibbed, almost like a bibbed lure. The Plug Tropic had an action that I think would be really good for the fast pelagics like wahoo and mackerel, whereas the other Orions might be a bit more suitable to coral trout and to GTs. We were really impressed with the Plug Tropic. It looks really strange. It really surprised both Sam and I think it's a really promising lure. This is something that you should probably have in your tackle box because it's not really the same as any of the other stick baits we've ever tried. So in conclusion, I think the Nambas is still our favourite. It has an action that's kind of rolly and really good for a lot of the reef fish that we target, but we're really excited to try the Plug Tropic out soon. Alright, so since we filmed that last section, there's been a couple of little updates for you on the lures. We've had a chance to try throwing the lures at some fish. So the Plug Tropic we've never thrown before, as I mentioned earlier in the video. The first cast that we did with this, as suspected, a mackerel jumped on it straight away and left its mark. You can see some of the teeth marks on the head here, mouthed a couple of times by toothy critters. Unexpectedly, we did hit a couple of GTs on this lure, so it looks like a good all-round lure for mackerel, GTs, and a bunch of other things on the reef. The Nambas has seen a bit more action, and I can show you that it's been absolutely smashed by fish. This thing gets just destroyed. The red bass, the GTs, everything with teeth loves to eat this. So there's a lot of marks on this lure. You can see scrapes here from a red bass. Lots of marks. And this is 3 trips old, and it's just getting destroyed by different fish. And that's why it's one of our favorite Orion lures. Yeah, so in conclusion, these lures are both great, and we've had a chance to try them out extensively. The Bigfoot hasn't seen any time yet, but we'll get to that one pretty soon. If you like this video, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and tell us what you think in the comments. If you have any questions on the Orion lures, we're happy to answer those as well. See ya.